Welcome to AfroTales TV, where Africa's shadow come alive.
In the heart of Enugu, where the midday sun kissed the rust-red earth, and the air smelled faintly of roasted corn and hope, there lived a woman who stitched more than clothes. She stitched dreams. Her name was Nneka. Young, independent, fiercely focused, the proud owner of Nneka's Designs, a small but thriving boutique on Ogui Road. But every day, as she arranged bright Ankara fabrics in her shop window, her eyes would drift to a familiar figure leaning on the doorframe, Chinedu. A charming graduate, his economics degree tucked away in a folder somewhere, but with no job to show for it. In a country that swallowed the ambitions of its brightest, his dreams were fragile, yet his smile was unshakable. Sometimes I think Nigeria is allergic to men like me. First-class degree, NYSC, still nothing. You have something better than experience. What's that? My faith in you. They were an unlikely pair, the ambitious boutique owner and the unemployed dreamer. But in Nneka's eyes, Chinedu wasn't just a man. He was a promise waiting to be fulfilled. If I ever leave this country, I swear I'll build a world and put your name on it. He didn't know it yet, but that promise would become a prophecy and a curse. When Chinedu spoke of traveling abroad, Nneka didn't hesitate. She had worked for every naira she owned, but for love, she was willing to spend it. She dipped into her boutique's profits, sold some fabric stock, and counted crisp dollar bills into a brown envelope. Nneka, you sure say this boy go remember you when money enter. Love is not a transaction. At Akanu Ibiam International Airport, they held each other like the world might end. She whispered prayers into his ear. He whispered promises into her heart. 6 months, I'll be back with papers and a future for us. The plane took off, carrying her lover into the skies and leaving her on the tarmac with nothing but faith and the taste of goodbye. The first year was golden. Chinedu hustled in Italy, odd jobs, language classes, long hours, but he sent money, always. With it, Nneka bought a plot of land in Agbani in his name. She started a poultry farm, also in his name. Every brick, every chicken, every bag of feed, she saw as an investment in their shared tomorrow. But tomorrow has a way of changing shape, especially when fortune smiles. Paola, elegant, wealthy, well-connected, an Italian woman whose shadow would fall across every corner of Nneka's life. She met Chinedu at a restaurant in Florence. She offered him more than work. She offered him a way to stay. You have potential, but you need stability and someone to believe in you. Chinedu took the offer, and with it, a step away from Nneka. The calls grew shorter, the replies slower, until, one day, the blue ticks didn't turn blue anymore. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The distance between Enugu and Florence was measured not in miles, but in silence. Where once her phone lit up with, "Good morning, my queen," now it stayed dark. "Sorry, babe, busy. Call you later." But later never came. One afternoon, as she scrolled through social media, she froze. There he was, smiling in a vineyard, wine glass in hand, and beside him, Paola. Hanger, Nneka staring at her phone, tears welling. They stood in the narrow hallway, 3 people bound by one man's choices.
And it's so word to stay, words flew.
Anger, denial, tears.
You didn't forget me, you replaced me. It's not what you think. You lied to both of us.
Nneka left without looking back. She boarded a night flight to Nigeria, and with every mile the plane climbed, she buried a part of herself. Back home, the boutique felt different, the air heavier, the colors duller. But grief has a strange way of clearing your vision. Slowly, she threw herself back into work, expanded her shop, hired 2 assistants. No more tears in this place, only profit. And profit came, along with a quiet, steady pride. In Florence, Paola filed for divorce. She reported him to immigration. The man who once dreamt of ruling the world with Nneka now faced deportation. Your permit is revoked. You must leave Italy immediately. And just like that, the dream was over. Chinedu returned to Enugu, not as the triumphant provider he once promised, but as a man with nothing. When he saw Nneka's boutique, larger, busier, brighter, He thought perhaps fate had given them a second chance. He stood before her, the man she once loved. I was stupid, Nneka. I lost everything. Please, let's start again. Some things, once broken, must remain broken. Chinedu.
He left her shop with the same emptiness he'd arrived with, only this time it was filled with bitterness. Weeks later, court summons arrived. Chinedu was suing Nneka, claiming the land and poultry farm were his. It was my money, she acted as my agent. But in the court of truth, it was Nneka's land, and the chicken farm was hers. Nneka had the documents, and she'd had the chickens for years. You cheated me. I did not. Yes, you did. No, I did not. You stole my land and my poultry farm. You stole it from me. You stole it from me. No, you stole it from me. You stole it from me. In the court of truth, promises mean little without proof. The courtroom was full. Nneka sat quietly as the magistrate spoke. Without written agreement or proof of trust arrangement, this court rules in favor of the defendant. Nneka kept the property. Chinedu lost the last card he had to play. In the months that followed, Nneka's life bloomed. The boutique thrived. The poultry farm grew. She had been burned, but from the ashes of betrayal, she built something indestructible. I gave love and got betrayal, but betrayal gave me strength. And so, in Enugu, on a bright morning batter time, and so it said, a name not built on promises, but on her own two hands. Some dreams die in foreign lands, but others are reborn right where they began.
If you've been inspired by these love stories, I want to hear from you. Share your own love story in the comments below, and be sure to check out my other videos on cultural topics.